Hi, Junk Journal friends. It's Stacy at JunkyCat Junction. And today I am finally bringing the flip through of the Silly Goose journal. It's finally finished and I'm excited to show it. So let's just get into it. First of all, it is a bit of a gator mouth. I did not intend for it to be this chunky, but you know how it goes sometimes. You just keep adding stuff. So it's a gator mouth. And because I didn't plan for it to be this way, I don't have a closure for it, although I certainly have ribbon or something that can be tied around it with no problem. Oh, by the way, if you are new to my channel, thank you for dropping by. And if you have been here before, thank you for coming back. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, let's just keep going. Okay, so it is about 5, let's call it 5 1/4 by about 7 1/2. So it's a little girl, but she cute. This little girl cute. I wanted it to have a definite like granny chic cottagecore vibe. If you've watched any of my previous videos about the Silly Goose paper pack from Carta Bella, you'll know that I was just smitten with it immediately, and I had to rush right out and order it. And I have had so much fun just creating with this paper collection. And I don't usually base whole journals on a paper collection, but this one I felt like deserved its own audience. So it is 3 signatures, and this is the back. I just put a doily on here with some other eyelet and rickrack. This is an old book cover. It's kind of grungy, but I think that's okay. Fabric and like cardboard spine, and I used eyelets for the holes, or within the holes. And yeah, so this is the cover, obviously, with eyelet, and these are felt buttons that were made by Jen Shares on Etsy. She has since closed her shop, so I don't anticipate. I did place an order right before she closed her shop, though, so I have a little bit of a stash, which is good. But let's get into this thing. All right, so here, let me scooch it over in the middle. We have a library card pocket with a library card. And this is the beginning of the first signature. Each signature starts out with a piece of the collection paper. And then here's a double pocket with some of the collection ephemera, and then some other ephemera. The theme obviously is goose themed, but there's a loose, like, kind of springtime theme as well. So this is a page from a vintage Mother Goose book. And this is a page from a Marjolaine Baston journal, like calendar journal. And then here is just a kind of a coordinating envelope that I had in my stash. And I made some of the whack and stack tags out of the collection paper. So there's a few of those tags in here. And this is a cluster that I made out of obviously fabric and pieces from the collection, but also backed with carpet tape. Silly Goose card from, I believe it's a Old Maid or one of those old Whitman card games. This is vintage wallpaper from the 40s or 50s. Here's a little tab that I made with, excuse my reach, this little adorable goose stamp that I found at Hobby Lobby. So some Mother Goose music paper. Not every page is embellished. I hopefully left enough like writing space throughout. This is from another Mother Goose book, and here's Mother, and there's the goose. This is a time card that I texture pasted through a stencil, and I tinted the texture paste to kind of coordinate with the collection colors, sort of a sagey green and kind of this goldenrod yellow and pink. And then I just backed it with some paper to write on. Some old ledger paper with a tab and a little bee charm, because there are bees throughout this collection. And then some haberdashery flowers. And these are actually held in here by this tab. And then this is a page from a very old alphabet book, probably from the teens or 20s. So it's pretty fragile, but G is for Goose with feathers of gray. So I just really liked this for the center of the first signature. Here's a little tuck. Here comes the sun, little darling. April showers bring May flowers, backed with a piece of the collection paper. Another little cluster on the carpet tape. And this is the back side of the time card, which I used sort of pearlescent watercolors through the same stencil to get the same color pattern as the texture paste side. And then I just sewed some fabric to the top of it. And then this is just the back of the the back of the Mother Goose book page, but I glued this green dot paper to it, and this is a little flip with a little cluster and one of the journaling cards from the collection. Excuse my arm. Some vellum decorated with the washi tape from the collection. This is a pocket that I made out of a junk mail envelope, and I did this on camera, and then I sewed around it. It's just kind of a junky patchwork pocket, and then this is a tag backed onto file folder, and it is from a book called Sylvester and something, and I don't know. Sylvester is a painter, but he's also a goose, and the images in this book are just so cute, and I thought they just went really well. It went really well with this pocket. Here is another pocket. I just folded the piece of envelope around this page. So this is another pocket. I have not put anything in that pocket yet, but I have plenty of ephemera left over, so I can. Here is a belly band. I also made this on camera, and it is made obviously out of a paint chip. And then here is another journaling card. What's life without a little fun? And that's really, sort of the overarching theme of this journal is just fun. It's fun and cute, and I wanted to feel like you were getting a hug from your grandma, and then she offered you some milk and cookies after that hug. So yeah, here's another whack and stack tag, and instead of sewing, I glued, I used rickrack in the seams, and I stenciled on this envelope. And then this is the versatile strips that Jules at Jules of Tyler showed us how to make. And Carrie the Paper Monkey did her most recent coffee clatch, making these versatile strips. I think Carrie made hers on camera, and even the ones that she just showed, that she had already made. I think hers were all paper, but Jules showed both fabric and paper, and I made both fabric and paper. I did a community post on that as well. But then once I got my little strips of or pieces of fabric down on to the branding strip. So yeah, you can probably kind of still see the branding strip here from the paper line. Once I got those glued down, then I went back and kind of embellished it with some other bits and bobs of fabric and embroidery. And here's a little yo-yo, and yeah, so yeah, that just made a really cute page edge. Here's the back of the Mother Goose page. And then this is the end of the first signature with this little tuck. Let's go on an adventure. And here's just a little journaling card from the paper collection. And then this paper clip here I got in Happy Mail from Carrie the Paper Monkey. And then here is just a big, huge Goose flashcard that I've just kind of clipped in here. So yeah. Here's the beginning of the second signature, just a little fabric cluster with a button. And this is sort of like my favorite page, one of my favorite pages. This is a piece of a tablecloth, a vintage like 80s, maybe early 90s tablecloth that I bought from Khadijah in one of her live sales, and I just cut it down to make a pocket out of it. And I just think she is so cute. And then here's a little Goose note card and envelope, a note to keep in touch. I think it is a blank inside. It is, okay. Yep. Here's another piece of the vintage wallpaper. This is from not Whitman's, Peterson's Field Guide to Birds. This is a Canada goose. I know this is a duck, but ducks, geese, they're essentially the same, only geese have longer necks. This is a little cutout from another old nursery rhyme book. And here's another one of the carpet tape clusters, which is actually holding down a strip of fabric that is part of this paint chip pocket. And then here's a tag that I made for that. Whoops. And then this is an envelope that I flipped the flap back on itself and then just covered up the licky part with this a little bit of embellishment, but this can be a tuck. And I didn't fill every pocket or tuck just because I figure if someone chooses to buy this journal, you can put your own stuff in it. But I did try to, do quite a bit of embellishing. But again, here's another part of the pocket and another part, or another fussy cut from the Sylvester book. One second. Okay, this is the book, Uncle Sylvester's Paintings. So Uncle Sylvester is an artist, and I think people are interested in buying his paintings or something. I don't know. I didn't read the book. I just saw the images and they were super cute. So you'll have to look it up if you are that interested. Here's a fabric pocket. I got this trim from Maddie at Maddie's Paper Dolls in one of her live sales. And this is just holding another journaling card. Green ledger, and this is the paper versatile strip that I made to coordinate with this project. This is obviously a map page, but it has Lake Superior because there are a lot of geese on Lake Superior, and the inside is Washington. This is a little journaling spot made out of a piece of music it's a German folk song about Susie the goose, I guess. But I watercolored the little goslings and the mom and dad geese, and you know, just to give them a little more color. And again, that's with the what you call it, the not iridescent, but pearlescent watercolors. And then I just backed it with some paper for writing. And I have it clipped in with a little mini clothespin, because our grandmas would have used clothespins. And then what would a journal be without some Edith Holden, the April. So the first signature had a March reference, and this is April. And then this is a hidden paper clip that I made with pieces of the collection kit. And then this is just a little, you know, journaling spot on some old graph paper. And the back side of the map. And here is another little cluster that I made, and another journaling card. I used as much of the collection kit as I felt like I could, just because it's all so cute, and I didn't want it to go to waste. It wasn't just like I liked the Goose images. It's all very sweet, very positive, very, it's just very nice. And, you know, we need more nice in the world. So there you have it. And we need more silly. So this is a sticker that says the silliest goose around on the back side of that envelope. And then here's a little yo-yo that I just glued to the top of this lined paper. Here's the Goosey Goosey Gander. Goosey Goosey Gander, where dost thou wander? Upstairs and downstairs and in my lady's chamber. There I met an old man that would not say his prayers. I took him by his hind legs and threw him down the stairs. Okay, I just said kindness. This doesn't seem very kind, but the old nursery rhymes, they were kind of cuckoo. So do with that what you will. Okay, and then this is inspired by Meg at Chasing Retro. She did pieced paper for her Give a Scrap project. And so she did a silly goose, and I was, again, so smitten by her goose that I wanted to try to make one, which I did. It is on cardstock, but I did embellish it with fabric. So I thought this kind of all coordinated really well. It is a little tiny tuck spot. So here's some little pieces. And then this is the lady duck, and this is the man duck with his little bow tie on, and they're probably going to go on a date later. Okay, this is the third signature. Here is a tag made out of wallpaper. Not wallpaper, wrapping paper. And part of a not a cluster, oh my gosh, get your words. Part of a ruffle that I also got from Carrie, the paper monkey, in Happy Mail. And this is another fabric pocket. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let's see. Little pink bows kind of throughout this lace. And then here's another little double triangle pocket with just some little bits and bobs. And another journaling card, and a sticker that says, be bold, be bright, be your goosey self. Here's another page from the Sylvester book. And this is an envelope that is a pocket with another one of the Whack and Stack tags. And then this does open. And there's a card inside that I just thought all of this coordinated well. Whoops, and it is blank inside. So it is current, it is vintage. So, yeah, you can do whatever you want with that. Tuck that back in there. Here's another piece of the fabric versatile strip. This is folded up. It can be a pocket. You can glue it down or just make it a tuck or not do anything with it like I did. Here's another, this is the May page from the Marjolaine Baston book, calendar page. Some more vintage wallpaper. Piece of pink vellum embellished with the collection washi tape. Poem about 4 seasons. This is another page that could be a pocket or a tuck, and I cut out this goose from an old Japanese phonics book, and it has a butterfly on the back, and I just had that clipped in here. Pardon my arm. Come on, there we go. Another Mother Goose page. This is the flap for a fold-a-note, and here's a sticker from the collection, and a pretty calendar page, and then kitty cat. The middle of this is from a Gaio Fujikawa Mother Goose book that she illustrated, and I just love this illustration, as I do all of her illustrations. Here's the other side of the fold-a-note with another little carpet tape cluster. And here's a page edge tuck out of a paint chip. And the other side, whoops, the other side of that pink paper, which is kind of funny. This pink paper is, let me see if I can find the other side of it easily. It is a Middle Tennessee Mental Health Institute disciplinary notice paper. I guess if you're too silly, you might get a disciplinary notice from the Mental Health Institute in Middle Tennessee. Okay, then here's a little page tab made from some vintage, what do they call this? Like wreath ribbon. It's very stiff, but I just happen to have that in my stash. And then here is another flashcard. What sound does a goose make? Honk, honk. Now you know, that's exactly what a goose sounds like. Whoops. I clipped 2 pages together there. And the other ledger, here's another page out of the Sylvester book. And this is a pocket that I glued down. It was a piece of junk mail. It was a pink envelope that I thought was really pretty. And I just made a double pocket out of it. The silliest goose around. And then this is a tag made from some other vintage wallpaper. I don't know where I got that wallpaper. I think I probably got it from a seller on Whatnot. And then the back side of the pocket, and I just have some 3 tags here. They were just extras. I punched them and I didn't really use them, but I thought they would go well. And here is the end. And this was the last page of the Sylvester book, and I just put a little bus ticket, vintage bus ticket tab on it, and that's the other image, the reverse, or the image on the other side. So yeah, one of my friends said, hey, you should use this as the last page of your Silly Goose journal. And so I did. And this is a double pocket too, but here's just some little tickets. I have a bunch of the ephemera from the collection left over. So I can make a goodie bag. Oh, I also made this little tassel. It's not really a tassel, it's more like a charm dangle. And I just made it on an old safety pin. And this is the button that I covered in one of my other videos. And then look at this cute little goose charm. So I attached him there with some buttons and beads. And this is an old like China, tiny China. It's a sugar bowl. And it is kind of grungy, but that's okay. Parts of the book are kind of grungy. But anyway, I just thought it was super cute. So yeah, you can pin this really wherever you want. But I did kind of poke a hole here at the very top so it can just hang down from the spine. Or you can not use it at all. It's whatever you want to do. So that being said, this journal is for sale. I will have my email address linked in the description, or not linked, but I'll have it in the description box. If you are interested in purchasing this journal, please just send me an email and let me know you are interested, and we can start that conversation and, you know, work out all of the details. And yeah. I can answer any questions, leave any questions or comments in the chat. But yeah, if you're interested, just email me and we can chat. Otherwise, that is the conclusion of the Silly Goose journal. And I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you will leave me a comment and let me know if you enjoyed it or if you liked it, and, you know, maybe what your favorite things about it were or are. And yeah, I hope that you will like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will say this, I also have a day job, and so my posting is rather sporadic at times, just depending on how busy I am with work and with you know, family obligations and stuff. So yeah, hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss a video when I post one. No pressure, no pressure. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. And until then, keep it junky. Thanks. Bye.